Srimati Jai Pataka Swaminati Namni Nama Acharya Padayani Taikapa Padayani Gaurakatha Dhamdayana Vikram Tarni Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutali Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminati Namni Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharni Nirvisesh Sunyavadi Paschat Deshtarni Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. We are in the opulence and sweetness of Krishna. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describing. No, we are in the, it's still in the opulence and sweetness of Krishna. Rupa deki apanara Krishnera haila chamatkara aswadite mane ute kama swasaubhagya yandra nama saundaryadi gunagrama virupa nityatara dhama. The wonderful form of Krishna in his personal feature is so great that it attracts even Krishna to taste his own association. Indeed, Krishna becomes very eager to taste it. Total beauty, knowledge, wealth, strength, fame, and renunciation are the 6 opulences of Krishna. He is eternally situated in his opulences. Purport. Krishna has many pastimes, of which his pastimes in Goloka Vrindavana, the Gokula Leela, are supreme. He also has pastimes in the Vaikunthas, the spiritual world, as Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyamna, and Aniruddha. In his pastimes in the spiritual sky, he lies down in the causal ocean as Karanarnavasai, the Purusha Avatara. His incarnations as a fish, tortoise, and so on are called as causal incarnations. He incarnates in the modes of nature as Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. He also incarnates as empowered living entities like Prithu and Vyasa. The Supersoul is his localized incarnation, and his all-pervasive aspect is the impersonal Brahman. When we consider impartially all the unlimited pastimes of the Lord, we find that his pastimes as a human being on this planet, wherein he sports as a cowherd boy with a flute in his hands and appears youthful and fresh like a ballet dancer, are pastimes and features that are never subjected to material laws and inebrities. The wonderful beauty of Krishna is presented in the supreme planet Gokula, Goloka Vrindavana. Inferior to that is his representation in the spiritual sky, and inferior to that is his representation in the external energy, Devi Dham. A mere drop of Krishna's sweetness can drown these 3 worlds, Goloka Vrindavana, Haridham, Vaikuntha Loka, and Devi Dham, the material world. Everywhere, Krishna's beauty urges everyone in the ecstasy of transcendental bliss. Actually, the activities of
Mataji, we can't hear, Mataji. Mataji, we can't hear.
No sound, Mataji.
Mataji, we cannot hear you. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, no sound.
She is not hearing us, Prabhu. Maybe someone should call.
Padmini Mataji, no sound. Haribol.
It's manifested on this planet.
Okay.
No sound.
Now okay,
no
now
sound.
okay.
Now okay.
And the pastimes there is manifested on this planet on a specific tract of land, Bhauma Vrindavana, the Vrindavan Dham on this planet. So that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying. So Krishna's transcendental form is shown by his internal spiritual energy, which is a transformation of pure goodness. This jewel-like form is the most confidential treasure of the devotees. This form is manifested from Krishna's eternal pastimes. So only in the when we are part of his internal energy, we can see him. And that is why chanting Hare Krishna is pure internal energy. But because we are still in the external energy, when we are chanting the internal energy, it is also got touches of external energy, and that's why we're not able to see Krishna. And when we start to more and more we chant with attention and we get purified in our consciousness, then we can also chant purely in the internal energy. So we are trying, that's why we try to fill ourselves with internal energy so that Maya cannot touch us. How? By eating only prasadam, remembering Krishna, associating and with the devotees, always everything is centered around talk of Krishna and reading messages about Krishna. So we're trying to internalize, make ourselves more part of the internal energy. Actually, one devotee asked Prabhupada, maybe I mentioned here, but I'll say it again because it's worth remembering. He asked Prabhupada, why is it that we have such, things like devotee fighting with devotee and quarrels and misunderstandings and all that? Why does it happen in the spiritual this thing also, a movement? So Prabhupada said, yes, it should not happen because ours is a spiritual movement. But then we are conditioned souls living in the material world. So that also manifests itself. External energies also keeps manifesting herself. But he said that somebody who's giving trouble to others or disturbing them or insulting them, they are in external energy. But the thing is that if we get disturbed by it and we retaliate, we are also in that energy. So that's very bad. Both are bad. So instead, we should think that Krishna is pulling us towards the internal energy by purposely making us suffer all these pains. Like somebody insults us, somebody tries unreasonably, they behave for no reason at all. The devotee said, no reason at all. Suddenly, some devotee, starts fighting or giving pain. Why? Why does it happen? Prabhupada said, your karmas are being burnt out. What is this karma? Excessive attachment to lording it over this material world. We want to enjoy the pleasure of this material world where I'm the center and I am enjoying different things, gross and subtle. So when Krishna refuses to fulfill those demands of ours, then very mercifully he is pulling us. Now don't get pleasure from there, come here. He's pulling us. So that is how the karma is getting burnt out. So he said, don't get disturbed because when you tolerate, then all these karmas are getting wiped out. And that is when we are in the spiritual energy. More and more we let go of external energy. More and more we internalize the internal energy. This is not something abstract, but it's a reality. Just like you leave one room and enter into another room, it's as practical as like that. You drop Maya's energy. You don't think that I am the center, I am the enjoyer, and we go instead Krishna's happiness. That makes us completely happy, satisfied, and in the internal energy. Then only we'll be able to see Krishna. Then we saw Yogama, all those planetary systems. Bhushanera Bhushana Anga Tahe Lalita Tribhanga Tahara Upara Brudhanu Natana Terache Netranta Bhana Tara Dhrida Sandhana Vinderadha Gopi Ganamana. Ornaments caress that body, but the transcendental body of Krishna is so beautiful that it beautifies the ornaments he wears. Therefore, Krishna's body is said to be the ornament of ornaments. Enhance. So ornaments are meant to decorate. They are very beautiful, but something to beautify the ornaments is Krishna. The wonderful beauty of Krishna. This is three curved style of standing. So that is why since Krishna is the abhushan, I mean, the ornament of the ornaments, if somebody has Krishna in their hearts, then naturally they become very attractive. Like Prabhupada, he was an old person, but everybody used to sit and gaze at him because he has Krishna all the time in his heart. Wonderful beauty of Krishna in his three curved style of standing. Above all these beautiful features, Krishna's eyes dance and move obliquely, acting like arrows to pierce the minds of Srimati Radharani and the gopis. When the arrow succeeds in hitting its target, their minds become agitated. So Krishna is very clever. He knows how to enchant our hearts and pull it towards him. That's what his game plan is only that. We're all in Maya, forgetting Krishna, and Krishna is always trying to retrieve us, how to get us back to his lotus feet and within his, his being attracted to him. He wants that. And he knows that is what will satisfy us also. If we are attracted to Krishna, then we'll be completely satisfied. But because we are attracted to other things also now, like, Dronacharya tested all the Pandavas and Kauravas he was teaching. Okay, you have to hit that bird in that tree. Now tell me what you're seeing. So all others, Duryodhana, he said, oh, I see everything. I see the sky and the trees and the branches and your feet. And he thought he'll please the Guru very much. He said, I see your lotus feet, Gurudev. Go, you're not qualified. Then all the others also said, I see this, I see the branches, I see the moon. Go. Only Arjuna said, I only see, he's supposed to hit at the eye. I see the eye and nothing else. So then he said, okay, shoot. So our love is like the mixtures of these people. This also, that also. So we don't see Krishna properly. But when we want only Krishna, we'll see him. Definitely, Krishna cannot remain hiding from us. So that's Brahmando pari paravyoma taha swarupa gana dansabara bale harimana pativrata shiromani yandrika he vidavani aksharaye ye lakshmi ghana. The beauty of Krishna's body is so attractive that it attracts not only the demigods and other living entities within this material world, but the personalities of the spiritual sky as well, including the Narayanas, who are expansions of Krishna's personality. So even Narayana is attracted by Krishna's beauty. The minds of the Narayanas are thus attracted by the beauty of Krishna's body. In addition, the goddess of fortune Lakshmis, who are the wives of the Narayanas and are the women described in the Vedas as most chaste, are also attracted by the wonderful beauty of Krishna. So imagine why we are when we are not attracted by Krishna, people keep watching in their mirrors, their own faces. But here we see how Krishna is so attractive that we should want to be attracted by Krishna, Krishna's beauty. And that will make us completely satisfied because even Krishna himself is attracted by his own beauty and he's so blissful. And he can't, when he saw his reflection in Mathura, he saw, oh, who's this person? And he was so attracted. But poor thing, he cannot enjoy his beauty. All others are enjoying his beauty, but Krishna himself cannot enjoy his beauty. That's why he has to come in the mood of Radharani, and then he can enjoy his beauty. And so even Narayana himself getting attracted. Chadi gopi manorate manmadhira manamate namadhare madana mohana jini pancha sara dharpa swayam nava kandarpa rasakare lana gopi khanda. Favoring the gopis, Krishna rides on the chariots of their minds and just to receive loving service from them. He attracts their minds like Cupid. Therefore, he's also called Madana Mohana, the attractor of Cupid. Cupid has 5 arrows representing form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. Krishna is the owner of these 5 arrows. And with his Cupid-like beauty, he conquers the minds of the gopis. Though they are very proud of their super excellent beauty, becoming a new Cupid, Krishna attracts their minds and engages in the rasa dance. And that's when the Gayatri mantra also, we chant that, Krishna, that is piercing, the arrow he's shooting, And may my mind be conquered by that. Sir? That's what, just like Cupid in the material world, he throws his 5 arrows. Like sometimes, he throws a flower arrow mostly, because he makes it so fragrant. The smell is something which empowers, overpowers a person. The very, very fragrant, this thing. And then you see somebody very beautiful and all that, then it's person will get very attracted. Even the advertisements and all, they say, no, oh, you wear this, they'll show how all the girls get attracted to a man wearing a particular perfume like that. So the Manmad also, he throws flower arrows for fragrance or something very visually very, very appealing, or I don't know, taste and all that. Not so much, but 5 arrows are there, which help you, conquer each sense, and then you become overpowered. Suppose your mind is disturbed by some sense gratification, you will become a slave to that particular sense gratification. You'll have no control over it, and your mind will be easily conquered. So this is how Cupid conquers. If he wants two people to be attracted to each other, then Cupid will throw his arrow and create a situation by which this other person has no control. And like a mad person, people who are in that, they become really crazy. They will say all sorts of things. You're this, you're that, you're the moon, you're the sun, and everything, So that is what Cupid does. But Krishna, he's got his barn, arrow, and then when he throws his arrow, then he can conquer our minds and pull us towards him. So when Lord Krishna wanders in the forest of Vrindavana with his friends on an equal level, there are innumerable cows grazing. This is another of the Lord's blissful enjoyments. When he plays on his flute, all living entities, including trees, plants, animals, and human beings, tremble and are saturated with jubilation. Tears flow constantly from their eyes. So we want real experience of Krishna, isn't it? Then it's very easy to become Krishna conscious. If we want something by a small taste, a drop of taste of Krishna, and then we can, okay, give up all other things and be attracted to Krishna. Instead of the jhana method is, a little bit of that is required in the beginning. We are told, oh, birth, death, old age, disease, and, life is very short, and dukalayam, ashashvatam, all these things are okay to pull us towards spiritual life. But how long we'll keep on telling, oh, this world is temporary, that we need nice taste. Otherwise, we'll think boring. I might as well do material sense gratification. So that is why we should quickly ask, quickly beg for a taste, a drop of something of Krishna that I want. I want to taste that so that then I can easily drown myself, fully be absorbed in Krishna consciousness. That is why Krishna has given us chanting. Directly, Krishna is coming and eating prasadam. When we're eating prasadam, prasadam has tremendous effect on our consciousness. The person who cooks also must cook with a lot of devotion and offer it with great devotion to Krishna. Then that prasadam is magic. Whoever eats will definitely be influenced by the consciousness. You won't know, but inside something is happening. So the person who's eating, making it, and also who's eating it is very much. So we want to, these are simple things which we keep doing, but we don't realize all this are actually Krishna is trying to attract us towards him. Come on, experience me. And then more and more we'll think, no, I want only Krishna. I don't want all these other things. He wants that. He's a very jealous God. He doesn't want to share attention with anyone else. Only me. Sarvandarman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Only me. That much. And then that gives so much ecstasy to us. Is not It's for our enjoyment, he's telling. He doesn't require us. He's already enjoying so much and he's got unlimited people. And yet he is so concerned about each and every one of us because we are part of him. You cannot say that, okay, my little finger is not so important. I will leave it. No, every bit of our body is very, very important to us. And similarly for Krishna, all of us. And so we want to have some experience of Krishna. And by reading about this, then we're enchanted how he walks in the forest of Vrindavana with his friends on an equal level, putting his arms around them. This is God. And these are jivas. They are not Vishnu Tattva, but he is acting on an equal level. And there are innumerable cows grazing. He enjoys that. And when he plays his flute, all the living entities, including trees, plants, animals, human beings, tremble and are saturated with jubilation. Tears flow constantly from their eyes. So this is actually the experience we're all searching for. And here we are trying, people are trying, oh, I want some nice experience. Let me search it in different, going here and there, they're traveling all over the planet. Now, okay, moon and the other planetary systems, like maybe somewhere I will get some happiness, some experience, which will make me thrilled. And that's what everybody wants, thrilling experiences. But the real thrill is only in Krishna. Everything is there. Krishna is not limited. People say, you all are telling only Krishna, Krishna, you're very limited. Actually, Krishna includes every experience. If we are Krishna conscious, then through Krishna, we'll experience everything. We are connected to the whole of creation. That's the amazing thing, because Krishna is everywhere. The devotee who's thinking of Krishna also becomes connected with the whole universe within the material world. That is the amazing thing. I don't know if I spoke about last class about this bhakti. No, what is his name? Not Gaurakishore Das Babaji Maharaj. I think it was him. He was sitting in his in Mayapur Dham, Navadvip Dham. He was sitting there, and then he was just hitting with a stick on the ground. Hut, hut, hut. So one rich person, one of his followers, they came. He was just watching. What is he doing? And then after some time, he asked, Maharaj, what are you doing? So he said that actually in Vrindavan, no, there is a goat which has entered the temple of, I think, Radha Damodar temple, one of those temples. The Tulsi garden is there and it's entered that. And so I'm trying to chase it out. So he was shocked. How? He's sitting here and he knows. And then so he called up, those days also through STD, you can call. He was rich. So he just booked a call and he asked his friend there in Vrindavan who lived by the temple, did you see any goat enter the Tulsi garden? He said, yeah, something was trying enter, but then somehow it didn't enter and went away. So how did he know? That is how yogis remain connected with the whole of creation by being Krishna conscious. So Krishna conscious includes a variety of experiences. And not only that, a perfected devotee is able to be here also, experience this material world, and he's also experiencing the spiritual world. He can see the pastimes happening in Goloka Vrindavana. So that is how much by being Krishna conscious, actually, we become, complete and total freedom and be part of everything that is there in existence. Krishna wears a pearl necklace that appears like a chain of white ducks around his neck. The peacock feather in his hair appears like a rainbow, and his yellow garments appear like lightning in the sky. Krishna appears like a newly risen cloud, and the gopis appear like newly grown grains in the field. Constant rains of nectarian pastimes fall upon these newly grown grains, and it seems that the gopis are receiving beams of life from Krishna, exactly as grains receive life from the rains. So that Krishna wears a pearl necklace that appears like a chain of white ducks around his neck. The peacock feather in his hair appears like a rainbow, and his yellow garments appears like lightning in the sky. And Krishna himself appears like a newly risen cloud, and the gopis appear like newly grown grains in the field. Constant rains of nectarian pastimes fall upon these newly grown grains, and it seems that the gopis are receiving beams of life from Krishna, exactly as grains receive life from the rains. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is full in all six opulences, including his attractive beauty, which engages him in conjugal love with the gopis. Such sweetness is the quintessence of his qualities. Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Yasdeva, has described these pastimes of Krishna throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. Hearing the descriptions, the devotees become mad with love of God. Just as women of Mathura ecstatically describe the fortune of the gopis of Vrindavana and the transcendental qualities of Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described the different mellows of Krishna and became overwhelmed with ecstatic love. Grasping the hand of Sanatan Goswami, he recited the following verse. So, what is blocking our experience of Krishna consciousness is only our false ego. And false ego is very, very, very subtle. And we have to be very aware of it and because we want to experience the reality, the truth, which is Krishna. And so anything which comes in between that, we must be very determined to root it out, pull it out, so that we can, we can come out, because the false ego is the thing which connects us to the mind. We are so much attached to the mind because of this false ego. And the minute we remove it, then the mind has no place to stand on. It is all based on identifying with the mind. The mind, we are not the mind. And the minute we understand we are not the mind, we become blissful. What austerities must the gopis have performed? With their eyes, they always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh, and unique. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.44.14 was spoken by the women of Mathura when they saw Krishna in the wrestling arena. So right then, all the people in Mathura were very feeling that the gopis of Vrindavana are very, very lucky because Krishna was still there. They didn't know that he was going to live here permanently. But they were thinking, oh, gopis are so fortunate. They're always able to see the form of Lord Krishna. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh, and unique. Imagine, just by being conscious of Krishna's beauty, we have all the knowledge, we have eternity, we have ananda, happiness, everything. That beauty consists of everything. And that's why we should be attracted. Yes, I want to be attracted. I want to know this beauty of Krishna. I want to experience it. We must be very eager. And then Krishna is so happy. If we desire the right things, then Krishna will immediately fulfill. We always keep desiring the wrong things. So then Krishna, okay, very half-heartedly allows something. And then we're also not satisfied. We become disappointed. Oh, there is nothing in this. And or sometimes when he doesn't fulfill also, we get very upset. But because Krishna wants us to give the real thing to us. And so if we ask him for the real thing, he'll be very happy to help us. But if we foolishly keep asking for the wrong things, then what can he do? The bodily beauty of Sri Krishna is like a wave in the ocean of eternal youth. In that great ocean is the whirlpool of the awakening of ecstatic love. The vibration of Krishna's flute is like a whirlwind, and the flickering minds of the gopis are like straws and dry leaves. After they fall down in the whirlwind, they never rise again, but remain eternally at the lotus feet of Krishna. So this is our eternal position, like the gopis. Once we have come to Krishna, we'll never go back. We can never, never leave him. We'll be completely absorbed in that. Then why are we resisting so much to be completely taken in? Actually the orbit is becoming smaller and smaller. First, have a long, big orbit around, just like a planet going around the sun. We are far away. And then we become, as we surrender more and more to Krishna, more and more desiring to go to Krishna, then our orbits become smaller and smaller. Then we come closer and closer to Krishna. So it's like a whirlwind. Krishna's flute is like a whirlwind, and the flickering minds of the gopis are like straws and dry leaves. Just like the wind when it's blowing, then it takes away all the leaves and everything completely. It's out above the ground. It is just flying above the ground, right? Normally the leaves, even if they are falling from the tree and it's floating a bit in the air, finally it has to settle down on the ground. But when the whirlwind comes, then the leaves seem to dance above in the air, completely caught in the whirlwind. Like that, the gopis, with the flute, when they hear the flute, they're totally caught up in that flute that they're not able to think of anything else. They never rise again, but remain eternally at the lotus feet of Krishna. Oh, my dear friend, what severe austerities have the gopis performed to drink his transcendental beauty and sweetness through their eyes in complete fulfillment. Thus they glorify their births, bodies, and minds. So this is what, to just by being attracted by the beauty of Krishna and his sweetness, then we get complete fulfillment. Until then, we keep on asking for something else. Other than Krishna, nothing can satisfy. And just this attempt of finding something just pulls us, the karma keeps us very, very active. And Krishna, for his devotee, says, okay, you think you'll be happy doing other things, do. He engages us in different activities, and we think we're very important doing all those activities. But actually, Krishna is waiting for us to understand all that. So sometimes it seems as, getting totally caught in karma and doing so many activities, and still it's not satisfying. And we're struggling to find the meaning out of all this. Why am I just running around doing something and it's not satisfying me? What's the purpose of life? And Krishna is not happy. And sometimes we think, oh, I'm doing so much. Krishna must be happy with me. Actually, Krishna is not happy with all those. He is happy when we are fully attracted by him and we just want to do whatever he wants. That's it. Then we are very satisfied, peaceful. That is what Krishna wants. So we have to somehow pray. Something is, of course, we want to be attracted to Krishna, and that just like the magnet, can attract the iron filings as long as they're not covered with dust. And so we are completely in the mud, and I mean, very much totally covered by sand. And so Krishna is not able to attract us, even though he's a magnet, he's all attractive. Oh, my dear friend, what severe austerities. Yeah, that's the sweetness of Krishna's beauty enjoyed by the gopis is unparalleled. Nothing is equal to or greater than such ecstatic sweetness. Even the predominating deities of the Vaikuntha planets, the Narayanas, do not possess such sweetness. Indeed, none of the incarnations of Krishna up to Narayana possess such transcendental beauty. So Krishna is 4 special qualities above all other, even the Narayana forms, above everybody else. And what are those special 4 things? Extraordinary beauty and flute, playing the flute. Nobody else plays the flute, which is enchanting everyone. Then his leelas are extraordinary pastimes, right from Madhurya, the gopis, right up to, I mean, even the Dasyaras, very, very extraordinary, very intimate. And Leela Madhurya, Rupa Madhurya, Venu Madhurya, and his devotees are also very, very extraordinary. The pastimes he has, Leela Madhurya. So everything is very extraordinary about Krishna. Even Narayana does not possess. None of the incarnations of Krishna up to Narayana possess such transcendental beauty. The only person who has, along with Krishna, is who? Balarama. Balarama is also like that, very sweet, like Krishna. He also attracts people, and he also he's got his own gopi following, everything, just like Krishna. But still, he is the servitor Bhagavan, and Krishna is the savior Bhagavan. The vivid evidence in this regard is that the dearest consort of Narayana, the goddess of fortune, who is worshipped by all chaste women, gave up everything in her desire to enjoy Krishna, being captivated by his unparalleled sweetness. Thus, she took a great vow and underwent severe austerities. So, we can understand how this conjugal attraction in the spiritual world is not at all mundane, because everybody is attracted by that. Every living entity, even up to Lakshmi, who's actually the eternal consort of Narayana, even she is attracted by Krishna. So he is all attractive to everyone. And finally, everybody can be happy only when you're attracted by Krishna, even though, you can remain, it's same person. And if you want different rasas, you can be with him in Goloka also. And then in the Goloka also, you can have two or three, whatever, how many different types of rasas. You can enjoy all of that. And you can be in Vaikunta world also, and you can be in Bhauma Vrindavana also. You can have multiple, just like Krishna is unlimited in his desire to enjoy, devotee is also unlimited in his desire to serve Krishna in varieties of ways. So you might think, suppose in Goloka Vrindavana, oh, I wonder what it is like to serve Narayana. And then, okay, go. You can then you just expand your soul, and take another spiritual form and just go there, and you can experience that also. Imagine such opulence in a smaller way. Krishna is unlimitedly opulent, and every living entity, part of Krishna, is also opulent like this. You can do amazing things, eternally happy. And you can keep on changing your forms, even like for example, in Vaikunta, somebody may be taking the form of, I mean, depending on what Krishna wants, Narayana wants at that time. They may act like a table, a chair, and then suddenly they may take an animal form. Anything, just is just all the time offering oneself out of love for Krishna's enjoyment. And that is our enjoyment, just by uh, you know trying, just like a cook. You try to understand, like a cook, they get great pleasure. Somebody who loves cooking, they are cooking for others, right? Not for they will also eat eventually, but they are cooking for everybody else's pleasure. So, and they feel very, very happy to make newer and newer items for the pleasure of their I mean, for all the people. And when they like to see how people are enjoying eating what they've cooked. So in the same way, when we want to serve Krishna, then we want to make varieties of services for Krishna, and we feel extremely happy and satisfied when Krishna is tasting those. Like Radharani, it's mentioned that when Krishna, he once he was eating, Radharani had finished cooking and she was watching, because the different items would be taken and would be served for Krishna and all his friends. And she and the gopis would all be seeing from the kitchen what are they eating, and how is Krishna's response and all that. And Krishna knew that. So purposely, what he would do, he would take once what he did, not every time, but once what he did. One very special laddu she had made, and she was really eager to see whether Krishna liked it or not. And Krishna, he ate, put it in his mouth, and then he made a face, and then, he gave it to Madhumangal. And Madhumangal took that sweet, and he was enjoying very much. And Krishna, he had many laddus, so all that, they kept giving Madhumangal. And Madhumangal was eating happily. So Radharani, in the beginning, she was feeling so sad that Krishna made a face. And then she saw, oh, he's just pretending, because Madhumangal was happily eating it. So like this, there is eternal pastimes going on every day, that they want just to make something to make Krishna happy. Simple things, not at all complicated, right? Everything is so simple, based on, because Krishna's mystic energy is making, Yogmaya energy is making everything happen. So simple. All you just glorify. All the complications are in describing Krishna. And that is where, various ways in which you can glorify Krishna. How many different types of songs and meters and verses, the Shastra, everything to glorify Krishna. That is the complication. Otherwise, in as such, it's very simple. Everybody is without any kind of diplomacy or cheating or pretending, nothing. Just wanting to love. And it's like they're transparent, don't want to hide anything from Krishna. That is what Krishna wanted now from the gopis. They wanted him as their husband, and they did a vrata for Katyayani. And they were, after they finished the vrata, then they were bathing, and Krishna came and took all their garments and sat on the tree. So normally the materialistic people say, my God, look at your God, he's so lusty. But actually, he wants the Atma, the soul. What is there? It is all, we are part of Krishna only. I mean, we keep seeing our bodies. Can the hand feel shy from us? Oh, I will not show myself to you, because we know every part of our body. So for Krishna, it's nothing. But then he wanted, in the kind of the relationship, complete transparency. There is nothing hidden from Krishna. We're all his creations. And in our heart also to understand that I belong to you, Krishna. And that is what is Maya is pulling us away from. Don't go there. Don't do that. You lose your independence. And you lose your sense gratification. And she's giving us so many other things, bait, and then pulling us away from Krishna. And we don't even realize we're falling victim to her. She's bewitching us. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to describe, because he is acting like one of us. And so so he is trying to experience what a devotee feels. And he's trying to tell us, he showed everything to everyone. So, and it's open book. And the secretaries recorded it for our sake, because he came essentially, of course, he himself wanted to taste that, but he could have just tasted for himself. But he also wanted to share it with us, because he's so eager. It's like, in the family, suppose a father is eating very nice something, then he wants the whole family to also taste it, isn't it? Come, sit with me. You also taste. He wants to share. Suppose he is eating very nice food and he sees the family members are all eating horrible food, which is not even tasty, and they're suffering, then the father will feel very sad, isn't it? Oh, my family members, why they're not enjoying? So he wants us also to taste what he's tasting. And that's why we should allow ourselves to be pulled by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Somehow, okay, I just surrender. I surrender, I trust you completely, because there is no truth greater than you. That's a fact. Even Maya may tell us, put so many doubts in our minds. about, no, this is all sounds very, like a fairy tale. I don't think this can be true. The mind will tell us, but no. Just a minute. So that is the reality of Krishna. And it says only such ecstatic transactions between Krishna and the gopis are possible only in Vrindavana, which is full of the opulence of transcendental love. The form of Krishna is the original source of all transcendental qualities. It's like a mine of gems. The opulences belonging to all other personal expansions of Krishna are to be understood to be bestowed by Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is the original source and shelter of everyone. So we are really very fortunate to know about this is real knowledge. And most people are, until you come to this platform, until they come to this knowledge, really they don't know. They're totally confused about what is the absolute, what is the truth, what is the goal of life, what is the purpose of our life, and what should we dedicate our work to. They really don't know. So they just imagine some things which are important in their life, and they just make some temporary goals, and then they're frustrated also because of that. But once you know Krishna, then we've got the goal set, right? And everything else, has to go like that. Just like when there are a lot of iron filings and one filing is attracted to Krishna, then all other filings get one after the other, they're all attracted to each other and all connected to the magnet. So in the same way, we may have so many things in our life, but if we are attracted to Krishna, everything in our life will be following the same thing, will be very, very filled with Krishna. That is the only thing in all our activities. Somehow we have to beg Krishna every day. It's a struggle. We have to struggle, otherwise we won't make headway. We have to struggle with our consciousness and beg Krishna, please take me out of this material energy. Please engage me in your service. That's a battle. It is a battle. And inch by inch, we have to keep progressing. And then, of course, it's up to Krishna completely, how he will pull us out. And because he's our best well-wisher, he just wants to see that we are serious enough. Then he will pull us out. Okay, thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Is there any questions or comments?
Rameswar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji. As
Hare
usual,
Krishna.
wonderful class Mataji. So how Krishna is so attractive and is dealing with the devotees narrated so nicely. Mataji, we all know that Mahaprabhu came as a devotee with to taste his own beauty and to relish it. But why this is such a sublime knowledge is not imparted to other parts of India, Mataji, so far, until ISKCON came.
Other parts of
India.
India. You mean only in Vrindavan?
Gaudadesh, and Gaudadesh only, no?
Gaudadesh, yeah.
Because in in Kerala, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there in the school
Nobody
text.
knows.
Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there in the school text as a great devotee, like Jnanadev, other devotees, no? They
Not God.
no, definitely no.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah, that
Supreme
is.
Lord means, because Krishna everybody accepts as Supreme Lord. Because Supreme Lord means it should be supremely noble to everyone, but only confined, only very few people.
Yeah, this Madhurya Ras is not so much this thing, because here in South India we have more Vishnu worship.
Mm.
So that is why they like to worship him like how he is in Vaikuntha, and that is why, and also a lot of demigod worship also, but that is everywhere. But basically, very pious. In South India, actually, in Kali Yuga, it's mentioned that most of the pious people will be in South India. But
Yeah.
the thing is, our rasa is more towards Vishnu. That's why we have such opulent Vishnu temples, isn't it? Best temples are in South India.
Yeah.
But it is so that is in the mood of like Vaikuntha.
Yeah.
Whereas Vrindavan, Krishna came there, isn't it? In his pastimes, he enacted there, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there, and the whole. So Ram and Krishna and Radharani only in the North India, and that too only in Vrindavan mostly, and Mayapur. They understand. Very difficult to understand Radha,
Yeah.
and here they don't even want to talk about her.
Yeah. That's for them. It's a immoral relationship like that. See, when my relatives come, I tell them that they are Krishna Balaram. Krishna Balaram, how come they look alike and they are Krishna is black and why this one? Then I got to say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These are all new stories. Only ISKCON people say. Yeah.
Stories.
Yes, South Indians are more jnanis. That's why we are more inclined towards jnana, knowledge. We give more importance. See, we like reciting shlokas, learning Sanskrit.
Purusha Suktam.
Yeah, that's what. But anyway, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to South India also, and he
Yeah.
made many devotees. So it's for everyone. But originally we were like that, more towards
No, Mahaprabhu when came also.
Jnana Bhakti.
Yes, Mother. When Mahaprabhu came also, when those devotees, they glorify your Lord. And then he closed and said, no, I am a devotee only. I am a devotee only. So only after a very close associate of him know that he is Supreme Lord. And even when they glorify, he closes his eyes. So, but Krishna also same like this only. When we nobody's said to him that you are supreme, but his actions proved it. Mahaprabhu also. It's very difficult to preach also. So that's why in Kerala when we preach, Mataji, we though we all, but then we keep subtle. When Krishna Balaram temple came in Trivandrum ISKCON temple, when he decided to have Krishna Balaram deities, ISKCON asked 1,000 questions. Why? The best is Gaurnita deities, Radha Krishna deities. Radha Krishna also not possible there, and Gaurnita also not possible. So there can be deities there, but not presiding deities. He was to answer so many questions. Jagasasri Prabhu finally he got approval. Krishna Balaram. Because Radha Krishna, there is no temple. Only Krishna temple, Krishna temple, Krishna. Krishna alone worshipped everywhere.
No, Rukmini Satyabhama.
No, Prabhu, but
Rukmini.
if you talk about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they also accept. In Kerala, we have devotees who are preaching about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they say, yes, they accept very
only
nicely.
ISKCON people, non-ISKCON people, they are still not able to understand. They're telling you are all making stories.
No, they are going to villages and all and talking about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they are accepting. Everybody will accept. We should not think, oh, they don't know. They don't know because nobody has told them.
Yeah, actually, we are preaching, Mataji, in Kerala. What we do, we initially keep this Mahaprabhu
back.
First to only holy name, and then Prasad and Sankirtan, and then we say Mahaprabhu brought Sankirtan. Then who is Mahaprabhu? Then initially they think that he is also one Acharya. Then we say no. He is Supreme Lord only. So that when we get them faith, then we praise.
No, but from the very beginning, we can tell he is the Acharya. And why? Because, sorry, not Acharya, he is the Lord. Because if you give the quotations from the Shastras, that is it, they become speechless. So many quotations are there from this Purana, that Purana,
I know.
this Upanishad.
From Srimad Bhagavatam
That is
only.
more than enough to convince them. We have to go directly about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he is the Yuga avatar.
Yeah, as you said, the jnanis who is ready, they will accept definitely, Mother. Thank you so much,
No.
Motherji. It's already late.
No, okay.
I understood, Motherji.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, Prabhu, we'll finish this. I don't know. I got into this now. Okay. No, but no, Prabhu, even the Jnanis, Mayavadi sannyasis were very much attracted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that they changed their mind by seeing him.
Yeah.
So
Very
we have to
fast.
tell pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you tell what all happened, what all miracles he did, then definitely because he is the avatar for this age, he will melt their hearts, at least some of them. Okay,
No, we have to
everyone
teach them
will-
Chaitanya Charitamrita. That is not happening. You have to teach them Chaitanya Charitamrita, which they don't want to read. They'll read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, not Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adokka nangalilla. Adokka ningale ISKCON chedu. They're telling ISKCON has made this. Prabhupada did not make it. It is there. That Bengalis they made. And they think Chaitanya is a Bengali god.
No, but the common people will not argue like that. Maybe Nambudris, some Mayavadis may say. But ordinary people will not say like that. They're very simple. And if you say he's Krishna himself and he's come in this form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and you say in this thing, Vishnu Sahasranamam, Suvarna Varna Hemango, Varanangada
Chandalangadi. Varanga Chandalangadi.
Varana Chandarangadi, then what is that?
Suvarnavarno Hemango Varanga Chandalangadi. Urdhavacha Sadatar.
Shanti, it says this thing, Shanti, Sanyasakrit, something.
Chamachanto. Nishtha Shanti Parayana.
Nishtha Shanti Parayana. So that is there. That is describing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Bhishma Dev included it in the 1,000 names of Vishnu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Mataji, it is Swarna Varna Himango Varankas Chantanam Gadihi. Sanyasa Krichama Shanto
Nishtha Shanti Parayana.
Nishtha Shanta Paraya.
Nishtha Shanti Parayana.
So that is there. Like that, so many quotations, the translation you read out, then they'll be completely silenced. And we see somehow he will attract them. It's not because what we are saying, we are just presenting the Shastra and we show Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form, and then he attracts them. And the chanting of Hare Krishna, so many people are getting this thing. At least, simple people will understand. Maybe these complicated types, Jnanis who are very proud about their learning or being a Brahmin and all those peoples, maybe. But even they, if you show the scriptures, then most of the people are quite simple at heart.
Thank you, Mother.
You believe that, no, it is only because they don't know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And if you explain, definitely they will understand. They are waiting for that. Don't preach anything other than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Kerala.
Thank you,
They
Mother.
already have knowledge about everything else, about Guruvayurappan and all. Now you teach them only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Haribol, Haribol. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
V.S. Narayan Prabhu.
Huh?
सीमा माता जी आपको कुछ नहीं है माता जी कुछ पूछना है V.S. Narayan Prabhu anything
V.S. Narayan Prabhu is missing for so many days.
yeah the chanting
Where,
only
Prabhu?
missing
I was, no, my daughter came for a few days just. So I was a little bit, for 2-3 days only. She went back. I was after that. Regarding this, the question with Rameswar Prabhu told, no, what I feel, of course, personally, what I feel in interpretation is that after the period of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now
Ah.
ISKCON has come. But in between, who has carried forward this name? That also we have to acknowledge. That is Chaitanya Mat. See, all over West Bengal there is Chaitanya Mat. All over West Bengal there is Gaudiya Mats who have been propagating it. From that, ISKCON has taken and propagated it worldwide now. So that link we have to, if we establish, probably acceptance will be there. Because all over West Bengal, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very famous because of Gaudiya Mat, because of Chaitanya Mat. It is spread all over Calcutta. Everywhere
Gaudiya
it is
Mat
the
is
nook and
nothing but
corner.
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he is the
Exactly,
guru of
exactly.
Prabhupada.
Exactly. So they were already propagating, preaching this over the last few centuries.
But
Now
not all over
ISKCON
the
has
world.
taken forward. Yes, ISKCON
Not
has
all
taken
over
it abroad. Yes, ISKCON has taken it abroad. That is the thing.
Because of Prabhupada.
So, for example, in Chennai, I go to one Gaudiya temple near my house. 1934, it was there.
Mylapur,
From
Mylapur.
1934, it was there. Yes.
Alvarpet.
Where Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Swami, he only inaugurated this temple here in Chennai. It is there.
Yeah.
So it is. So that link, probably it was there. It is not so popular like it is now. That is the only thing.
Yeah, in South India. No, in Chennai he had, but in Kerala, Samu, they never
Yeah,
had.
It was not there.
No, they, yeah, it was who set up Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but he went to Ananta Padmanabha Swami temple and established his lotus feet there. That he has done, but not so much active preaching. We don't have a Gaudiya Mat there.
Kerala, they
That is
believe
why.
only Guruvayurappan. Even Padmanabhan also probably Trivandrum. The other place, Guruvayurappan is നമ്മുടെ ഭഗവാനാണ്. That's what they say. നിങ്ങളുടെ ISKCON Krishnan, നിങ്ങളുടെ ISKCON Krishnan they tell you. But നിങ്ങളുടെ പോലത്തെ നിങ്ങൾ is same only, no? They are not able to relate
Krishna
Krishna and
means Guruvayurappan only. Only that Guruvayurappan is Krishna. Nobody else is Krishna. No other form. No other deity, isn't it?
See, my sister-in-law, elder sister-in-law, when she Radha Krishna deities of the temples and all that, why they are so white in marble? See, Krishna means black only. Krishna means black only. That also stone. I can't. And your Janmashtami is different date. Our Gokulashtami different date. Why it's like that? Then I said, but ISKCON is following others, not in Kerala state. Then I said, I told him in one time, she's keep asking. I said, see, Krishna did not take birth in Angamali or Ernakulam. He took in Mathura. So whatever they say, we have to agree.
Yeah, actually, the same thing what happened, when I saw first ISKCON, I was discussing with my aunt. She had also seen it. I mean, she also had come across ISKCON. Then, because she was also in Mumbai, so I was saying, oh, how, they're all always dancing and all that. See, our temples, Vishnu temples, so calm and peaceful. It is, they are always jumping and all that. So my aunt, she said, but see their devotion. And then that turned my way. I mean, Krishna made her say that. She said, but look at their devotion. And then I started thinking, yeah, I'm just seeing, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that, but they have really so much devotion to Krishna.
Correct.
And then I dropped all my inhibitions and I went to ISKCON.
Yeah.
So like that, you must don't find out all these external things. See the devotion, how
Correct.
the people of ISKCON are
That
dedicated.
really attracts. That they really accept, and so much awe and reverence. When I go there, they take new vessels to serve me, new plate, and then when I go, they plate cover and keep. So much is there, so much reverence, but still they can. It's very difficult to follow. That's it. Okay, Mataji, it's already very
They
late.
tell you your Prabhupada Krishna is different. Prabhupada Krishna, they tell you. What Prabhupada Krishna? It's same, no? This is നിങ്ങളുടെ ഗുരുവായൂരപ്പൻ നമ്മുടെ ഗുരുവായൂരപ്പൻ നിങ്ങളുടെ Prabhupada Krishna. I said, what Prabhupada Krishna? The same, no. The foreign
Material attachment. Only Kerala. They're attached to Kerala. So that is why they don't understand everything is Krishna's. No. They attach to only their own thing. It is too much in Kerala. Only our language, only our people. They're very attached. Wherever you go, if it's a Malayali, oh, Kerala, how many, when we first went to Muscat, in this thing,